Hi guys, Harmoniously here. Hope you guys are doing well. And it's been a while, so here's my next video. It's all about dungeon teams, and I'm actually on my alt account. This is the account I'm actually giving away. So if you want to go check out this account in a bit more detail, and the account giveaway details, then check out my other YouTube video, which I'll link further below. So basically, let's get into it. Dungeon comps, right? So really, when you go into any of these dungeons, a lot of people are like struggling, like, what do I do? What champions do I have? How can I make something solid? How can I progress? So this video is really for like maybe mid-game players, probably beginners as well. And then, I'll probably do a different video just about like how you would probably get like a more consistent team for your end stages, so like your stage 20s. But effectively, if I just take like Dragon's Lair as an example, right? I'm just going to use this as an example, and I'm going to go to like stage 10 or something. And yes, I have like a lot of different good characters in this team, and the champions rather, and like a lot of different versatility here. But when I started out this game, I did not have them, and I did not have them. I had, Apothecary, which was amazing for speed up, right? You kind of need a speed champion, or you could use maybe your Haikatoon that you get from your daily logins, right? And there's kind of like some general rules that I use for a team composition. You need control, okay, potentially the waves if you can't like nuke them down fast enough. You need defense down. You need AoE defense down. And the number one champion for AoE defense down, which I've mentioned on a few other videos, is Warmaiden. I mentioned it on my starter 101. What do you need to do to start the game? And Warmaiden is someone you can get easily, and she has this amazing A3 ability, AoE defense down. You can grind her a couple of times, and you can literally just get, this ability sorted, done and dusted. She's there for your team. Yes, she's a force affinity, and then you can worry about the affinity another time, but, she can still do the job through the different stages. And then, I said speed lead. Yep, get your speed lead in there. This has got like an aura for speed if you're struggling for gear and you don't have a speed. And then, for example, if it isn't him, if it isn't Haikatoon, you can use Apothecary. That's pretty good. And then, you're looking for some, assistance more than anything else, right? And in this account, I actually fortunately had Gorgorab, right? Gorgorab is brilliant because, he has an amazing AoE heal. AoE heal and revive, which is brilliant. It's awesome. So make sure your team, any team member die, he can easily come along and save the day. You've got like turn meter boost as well, which is even better. If you don't have, Haikatoon and you've got Apothecary, then you've got this guy in there, you can do that. Absolutely awesome. Brilliant chap. So you kind of do need somebody with an attack up ability. Yes, I'm using Gorgorab as an example here, but there's so many other champions that's got attack up, and he's got like a 2-in-1 with turn meter boost and attack up, and he's also got he's the 3-in-1. He's like awesome. You can do some revive as well, right? But you kind of need someone for attack up. And typically speaking, a lot of people will always start off with like a Kayle or someone, right? So for example, you could have your Kayle in there, right, as your DPS, and then you've got like this one spare slot effectively, to either keep people topped up with health or add additional support or even maybe do some more DPS. So you could throw in another DPS person, or effectively, you can look for more assistance, right? So, you could probably put a Tayrel in there, get ally defense up, or, use Apothecary. I'm quite lucky in that respect with the champions I had, and in fact I had Ray, as my first legendary on this account, so I got quite lucky there, and Ray is pretty damn awesome. And Kayle's awesome because, he's got the poison, So happy days, poison's here, job done. You know, dragon will go down like anything. Or arguably I could put Steel Skull in here because he's going to put defense up and he's going to do heals and cleanses and all sorts, right? And this team should technically do it. Absolutely, easily do it. If I just substitute Kale for like even Frozen Banshee, and I'll use Steel Skull, and we'll just run it. Let's just run it with this. This is cheesy, it's crap, you know, but technically speaking, on full auto, it should technically work, right? On this weak level, effectively, right? I think I was on stage 10 or something. But again, if you can build a solid team that can survive and not die, then you're talking business, you know? You're talking business, you should be able to clear through your dungeon waves and make great progress. Because Dragon 20, in essence, why I started with it, is probably the best one to start off with, because it's got lifesteal in it and it's got speed gear in it. And those are the two pieces of sets that you're gonna definitely need if you're starting out and as a start out account and then progressing into the mid game. So that's why I chose Dragon anyway. But here's a great example. Look, poison's up, defense down. Like done a cleanse on my level 50 champ. Happy days, happy days, right? And so that. But yeah, that's just an example there. So now looking at like a different dungeon, so let's take Ice Golem. Very, very similar in respect to Dragon, except you probably don't need poisons, you probably need more damage. But let's take up to like stage 16 as an example here. Look, you can see, yes, I put more defensive champs in, and I've only got one real DPS. Yes, lucky me, I've got a Draco on this account, but this account is going to be given away, that's for sure. But if I didn't have a Draco, I could be using, my Ray that I had originally at the very beginning of this game, or alternatively, I could have been using, look, one of the starter champs. Right, yeah, look, I could throw in, like, Dark Elhaine. Let me just check if she's actually got some gear on her. Yep, she has. Daily login reward. Could use Dark Elhaine. Yes, I might, attack up here. And yes, I've got 2 AoE defense downs. So lucky with Stag Knight. It's a brilliant, brilliant champ for AoE defense down. Tyrell, again, AoE defense down. Decrease attack as well. Obviously helps push you to those higher levels. That's something I would probably always recommend as well. So if you're going to push past your stage 15s up to stage 20s, you're going to need decrease attack. Yeah, you probably don't have the gear, and decrease attack is going to be huge. So obviously in this stage 16, throw in some decrease attack now, and then we'll just see how this goes as well, right? So I've got speed up, I've got yeah, there you go. Brilliant. This guy does sleeps as well. There's some damage, happy days with attack up. So you can see there's a very common theme here across like dungeon, dragons, and in the Ice Golem. AoE defense down, decrease attack, speed up, yeah, and support. I mean, I've got like 1 DPS, and that's a rank 50, like level 50, rank 5, not even rank 6. So, you don't need all-out DPS just to nuke your way through it, right? Build for sustain, and you will have a consistent team. Straight up. I think it's probably the most basic advice I could probably ever give, Speed, decrease attack, decrease defense, happy days. Yeah, yes, I've got Gorgrab, lucky champ, but a lot of other champs can do the same thing, right? A lot of people can do AoE heals, a lot of people can do defense up as well, so if you want to do that with cleanses, if you get lucky with a couple of decent champions, it can make a hell of a lot of things easier. But I don't think anything is impossible in this game at all, right? For example, I could get, Hycatoon in here, War Maiden in here, and, Scylla the Drakes. Scylla the Drake's in here as well, because Syll's like a daily login as well. And who else could I get, like, for a decreased attack? I'm just trying to think. There's probably have to go through the list, but I would recommend using a friend of mine's very good website to have a look at that. Decreased attack champs. But anyways, you can see, look, just nuking through it. Absolutely happy days. Brilliant. You know, it's a good job I used Dark Elhain, because I think Dark Elhain is brilliant for Ice Golem, because, you know, Golem's going to freeze your champs, and she's got a great passive, so happy days, you know. So she's going to do more damage, and I think this should be an easy win. Yeah, there she goes. She's just procced twice. Boom, boom. Happy days. And in fact, my little cheeky trick on Dark Elhain, if you do Ice Golem, which no one really does, is slap her in a good reflex set, because she'll get even more turns. Yeah, and she'll just keep nuking away. And as you can see, there you go. It's just nuking away. It's pretty solid team, even though she's dead now. But there you go. There's my revive, and as a level 50. So happy days. All right, Ice Golem done. Right, let's move swiftly on to Spider. Spider, right? So Spider is kind of interesting because AoE nuke and AoE defense down up until stage 13 and 14 will work absolutely fine. Right? It's only after that then you have to start thinking about a different strategy. And a lot of people are like, oh, I've got cold hearts, I haven't got loads of different other champs. Fine. The way I did it was I was quite fortunate that I even had Razin on this account, so I built Razin as a tank to do a lot of turn meter control for me, just purely because you can do one big AoE thing. And I was fortunate that I had Ray as well. Okay, get rid of these. And I had Stag Knight, which was awesome, right? So I kind of got a lot lucky, and I basically just went front loaded with DPS with Ray, and a few others, just to try and nuke my way through it up until a certain point. But then I had to change a tactic, and fortunately, yes, again, this account which I'm giving away, it's got a Krisk in it. It just kind of made it really, really easy to get myself up to rank 20. And also the fact that it's got 2 cold hearts as well. So, yeah, it kind of changes to a HP burn and a CC format. So you need like an AoE CC to control the spiderlings. If you can control the spiderlings past stage 15, happy days. Then you should be able to just progress through up until to the latter stages, which is why Drexar is absolutely amazing. If you grind for him in the bazaar, absolutely happy days. If you go in here, go to the bazaar, make sure you get all of these fragments. Yeah, well worth it. Well worth it in the long run. Right, that's Spider. And then the last one I'm going to talk about real quick is Fire Knight. Now, Fire Knight, you need multi-hitter. Okay? A1 multi-hit is my basic rule for Fire Knight. Okay? Nothing else that you need other than multi-hit A1. Okay? I got lucky again with a lot of different champs. With Cold Hearts and Tayrels and Stag Knight. You know, I got very, very lucky. But, you know, if I was doing earlier stages, you know, like, Apothecary is so good because of this. You know, he hits 3 times like on the A1. He's got increased speed and he's got great heal, right? And effectively, you want some sustainability. I mean, Scylla the Drakes will be pretty awesome, but when you get to like stage 20, that's when it starts getting really, really difficult. You've got to get that shield down. But it's all about just having consistent A1s to get that shield down. I mean, the waves, again, you need to control the waves. That's why Scylla the Drakes is probably going to be a very, very good champ here. So, for example, if I just use Stag Knight and I'll use Syl. Let's have a look. Where's my Scylla the Drakes? There she is. I'll use. Okay, let's see. Let's just go Frozen Banshee. She's gonna be rubbish. Actually, she's got 2 here. Yeah, she's got 2 here. Let's have a look. Oh, Allure. Allure is gonna be like top draw. She's like the best with this turn meter control. Off affinity as well, and then maybe defense down already got, decrease attack already got. I got Soulborn Voyeur. She's very, very good for a rear. Brilliant, yeah. Happy days. I mean, that's pretty decent with 1 revive and some sustainability. Let's have a look. It's just a different stage. But yeah, I mean, it's quite free to play friendly because you can get this champion. I mean, yeah, Stag Knight, I got very, very lucky. I got very lucky with Tayroll as well, but there are, I could swap this out with, for example, with War Maiden, right? The only thing I wouldn't have is decreased attack, but for these lower levels, I think it should be absolutely fine. I think it's absolutely fine. It should be no problem whatsoever. And yeah, we should be able to just nuke through this quite easily. Happy days. These champs aren't geared the best. They're not. They're not geared like absolutely super mad. I've got a very Gear 101 video again, how to do like basic gearing to make sure that this team comp does what it needs to do, and I actually used these champs to show that. So I'll put a link to that video as well, further below. But hopefully this kind of gives you a great idea of like how to build these teams and make them pretty solid. Yeah, I didn't do a demonstration of a spider video, purely because I just didn't want to spend too much time. It's already quite a long one. But I hope this has been pretty good. I hope this has been productive. I hope you've learned something, and drop me a like, click subscribe, and maybe I'll catch you on Twitch sometime. So cheers, thanks, bye.